JBN, we keep you informed. I am Michelle Jones, and in the news, former Education Ministry Permanent Secretary and 3 others under MOCA FID investigation. The Major Organized Crime and Anti-Corruption Agency MOCA and Financial Investigations Division FID on Friday morning conducted search and siege operations at premises in 3 parishes, one of which is linked to former Permanent Secretary in the Education Ministry, Grace McLean. The investigation stemmed from an Auditor General report on the Ministry of Education some time ago. MOCA's Director of Communication, Major Basil Jarrett, said, "We seized several devices, including cell phones and laptops, and documents relating to that investigation, which will be taken in for processing by our cyber and forensic experts," Major Jarrett added. The operations, he said, took place at 9 locations, 5 in the corporate area, 1 in Westmoreland, and 3 in St. James. 3 other individuals are under investigation in this operation. Gun found in barrel in St. James. A collaborative effort between the St. James Police and the Jamaica Customs Contraband Enforcement Team resulted in the seizure of 1 gun and a magazine at the Seaboard Warehouse in St. James on Thursday, March 16. Reports are that about 5:45 p.m., the team carried out a coordinated search of the warehouse, where 1 disassembled Taurus G3 pistol and a magazine were found in a barrel. The weapon was subsequently seized. Detectives are conducting further investigations into the seizure. 1 dead, another injured in shooting on Windward Road. 2 men were shot, 1 fatally, by unknown assailants on Windward Road in Kingston on Friday. The deceased has not yet been identified. Police said the body is of dark complexion, slim build, about 5 feet 10 inches tall, and has a bearded face. He was also clad in a blue t-shirt, grey jeans, black socks, and 1 foot of blonde white Puma sneakers. Reports from the Elliston Road Police are that about 2:15 a.m., the lawmen were alerted to explosions heard in the area. The police subsequently found the men with multiple gunshot wounds. The victims were assisted to hospital, where the unidentified man was pronounced dead and the other admitted in serious condition. Meanwhile, the police are requesting that anyone who may be able to assist in identifying the body of the deceased to contact the Elliston Road Police at 876-928-4200, Police 119 emergency number, or the nearest police station. Bail extended for a woman accused of defrauding football club sponsor. A St. James woman who allegedly defrauded the sponsor of a Montego Bay-based football club of thousands of dollars is to return to court on March 27 when mediation will be attempted. Tracy Hackett, 49, of Granville, St. James, is charged with fraudulent conversion of a yet-to-be-determined sum. The complainant was not present on Thursday when the matter was called up for mention in the St. James Parish Court before Parish Judge Sasha Marie Ashley. The court made mention of attorney-at-law Carl Singh in connection with the case, although it is unclear whether Hackett has finalized her arrangement for him to represent her. Hackett, who is out on $400,000 bail, had her bail extended until March 27 when the complainant is expected to be present so that mediation can be explored. According to court documents, the complainant is a sponsor of the Granville Football Club, of which Hackett is the president. On several occasions, the complainant would make payments for transportation for matches outside of St. James for the team. However, it was later revealed that the club did not play any games outside of the parish during the 2022-23 football season, and that Hackett was collecting the payments, which she utilized for her own benefit. Worldwide founder Noel Strawn facing multiple charges in the U.S. Noel Strawn, the former head of Jamaica investment firm Worldwide Partners, has been indicted in the United States District Court in the Southern District of Florida, along with 10 other defendants. He is facing multiple charges, including wire fraud and aggravated identity theft. The Florida Southern District Court has also granted a motion to seal the case, which was filed on October 27, 2022. The motion to seal was signed by Magistrate Judge Alicia O'Vale. Allegations are that between March 2017 and April 2019, Strawn and his co-accused acquired vehicles through various means, including by theft and deception. It is further alleged that the defendants prepared and submitted documents to remove the vehicle's lawful owners and lien holders from the title, and then retain the vehicles for personal use or sold them for a profit. The vehicles listed in the indictment were luxury cars. Worldwide was among several unregulated alternative investment schemes that collapsed in the late 2000s after being served with a cease and desist order by the Financial Services Commission. However, before the FSC could serve the order, Strawn and his family migrated to the United States. With a promise of 200% yearly return on investments, many people had joined with the investment group and lost more than $200 million when it collapsed, according to law enforcement authorities. Since that time, Strawn has stridently denied that he operated a Ponzi scheme and used his clients' funds to purchase a private jet, several luxury vehicles, and real estate in Florida. U.S. student Matthew Hyde to return to court next week for a bail application. The case against Matthew Hyde, the University of the West Indies UWI Mona campus student, accused of torturing his ex-girlfriend, was once again delayed on Friday. The matter was delayed until Wednesday, March 22, due to the defense counsel having urgent matters to attend to. Hyde, 20, had not yet arrived at the Kingston and St. Andrew Parish Court when the matter was mentioned on Friday. He is charged for assault occasioning grievous bodily harm, false imprisonment, and malicious communication. Hyde's defense attorney Peter Champagny KC made the request to have the matter adjourned until March 22. Subject to your approval, we have agreed for next week Wednesday for this matter, specifically for an application for bail, Champagny said. Very well, counsel, I release you. When the defendant arrives, let me know so that I can inform him about what is what, Senior Parish Judge Justice Paula Blake Powell said. Additionally, it was revealed that a psychiatric evaluation is to be provided for the accused on the next day the case is mentioned. On March 9, Hyde was remanded as the court awaited the preparation of his antecedents. It was not disclosed if this was available on file when the matter was mentioned. Reports are that between Monday, February 6 and Thursday, February 9, Hyde allegedly held his ex-girlfriend against her will in his room on a block of the Georgia Lane Hall on the UWI Mona campus, where he repeatedly beat her and burned all over her body with a clothes iron. She was subsequently rescued and a report was made to the police. Hyde was arrested and charged. Sales reps' relatives fighting to come to terms with gruesome killing. Hearts are now slowly mending for a close-knit St. Catherine family still rocked by last Sunday's gruesome killing of Brian Blackwood, whose head was dismembered in a drone attack outside of his gate in Mount Concord, Glengoff. It is a very difficult moment for us right now. The entire family is so distraught right now. Our mother has been sitting in one position since on the plane puzzle because of what happened, said one of Blackwood's 16 siblings who wished not to be named. The 51-year-old, otherwise called Bigger, was described as a family person who was very jovial and humble. Him always a smile and him love him family. He will go to the ends of the world for him family. He is very humble and him not trouble people. He was very respectful to everybody. He was an excellent cook as well. Him love to cook. Whenever we have any family function as well, he was the one that always in the kitchen, the grief-stricken sibling said. Blackwood, who worked as a sales representative at an auto parts store in Kingston, was just beginning to patch up a broken relationship with his only son, who is the eldest of his 3 children. They had a rough patch, and they were just getting back closer. He was just realizing what his father wanted for him because my father showed him a lot of tough love. He was supposed to stay with him this weekend, but I guess everything happened for a reason. The children them don't grow with him, but he was like a defender for them. Him loving children was a provider for them, said the sibling. The police are appealing to the public for help. According to command of the St. Catherine North Police Division, Senior Superintendent Howard Chambers, we're still piecing the puzzle and searching for suspects as it relates to that. We're asking the community members to support the police in solving this one soonest. We have heard a number of theories, but are not clear as to the motive right now, Chambers said. The siblings said that it was rumored Blackwood was killed following an alleged dispute with 2 men. Because if you understand some of the boy them kick off the night before, I don't know what happened. All I know is that it was ambushed right outside his gate, one behind a tree and the other behind a post. The first shot then give him was from behind, the sibling said. I work him I come from. As a matter of fact, every Sunday evening when him leave work, he normally go up and my mother will call him Sunday dinner at Temple Hall. From him go home, he put on him plate and bag and come back out to buy something, the relative added. According to the relative, one of Blackwood's favorite pastimes in recent years was to spend time with his twin grandsons. That was his dream. Every week he make sure to give them mother something. That was all he did. Talk about them and look after them. 3 weeks ago, me see him, he was just coming and I was leaving. And I said, brother, yeah, come and me I leave. And him say, yeah, man. Me hug him up and he hug me up back. And me tell him some I love him. And he tell me back, the sibling said. PM announces new minimum wage rates effective June 1. Minimum wage earners will see a 44% increase in their salaries effective June 1, the largest percentage increase in 20 years, Prime Minister Andrew Holness announced on Thursday.
We are pleased to announce that starting June 1, 2023, the national minimum wage will increase from 9,000 per 40-hour week to 13,000 per 40-hour week. This represents a 44% increase. The minimum wage for industrial security guards will move from 10,500 per week to 14,000 per week. Our government has done more than any previous government to create prosperity for Jamaica and Jamaicans. And we are proud to share the gains with all Jamaicans.
He said that his administration is committed to providing minimum wage earners with a livable wage as part of its commitment to prosperity for Jamaicans. He said that since his party took the reins of government in 2016, the minimum wage has increased from $6,200 to $13,000, a 110% over 7 years. Last week, Elaine Duncan, president of the Household Workers Union, said that household workers have been struggling to make ends meet and to look after their families, owing to the effect that inflation has had on the $9,000 minimum wage they earn per week. She expressed hope that an increase will be granted soon, as Minister of Labour and the Social Security Carl Smuda had revealed that his ministry had received the recommendation from the National Minimum Wage Commission for an increase. St. Catherine tops country in abductions. On average, 2 children were abducted every 5 days in Jamaica between 2021 and 2022, and most of these abductions took place in St. Catherine, where females continue to be the preferred prey, police data has revealed. In fact, females accounted for 93% of abductions, most of which occurred on Wednesdays and Fridays, and usually in May, reads an analysis that forms part of a national security study by the National Caribbean University and the Jamaica Constabulary Force. Abduction is a process of taking someone against their will, and in some cases, victims are released or manage to escape shortly after capture, cops say. Other times, however, they end up on missing persons list or dubbed kidnapped if a ransom is requested. High-profile kidnappings are turned over to the police's Counter-Terrorism and Organized Crime Unit, CTOC. There were some 228 abductions over the 2 years, with the majority, 144, occurring in 2021. There was a 42% reduction in 2022. St. Catherine South, which encompasses communities in Portmore and Old Harbour, recorded 14% or 20 cases, and 13%, 11 of the abductions in 2021 and 2022 respectively, while St. Catherine North had 16 cases in 2021 and 11 in 2022. Manchester, Clarendon and St. Andrew South rounded off the top 5 police divisions with abduction cases, with a total of 17, 18 and 20 respectively in the 2 years combined. The divisions of Portland, which recorded 4, and Kingston Central 5 had the fewest cases. In the 2 years combined, 123 people between the ages of 10 and 19 were abducted. 62 victims were between 20 and 29 years, and 16 were between the ages of 30 and 39. 5 children younger than 9 years old were abducted, while 8 persons over the age of 60 were victims. Central Village, George Lee Boulevard near Bridgeport High School, Port Henderson Road, sections of Gregory Park, Newlands, Greater Portmore and Hellshire were among areas where persons were snatched in St. Catherine South. In St. Catherine North, Hopedale in Spanish Town, the vicinity of G.C. Foster College, Darling Street, inside the New Harbour Village Housing Scheme, St. John Site, Binloss, and several locations in Linstead were among those listed. Just last week, mechanic Robert Fowler pleaded guilty to the abduction and murder of 20-year-old accounting clerk Anis Jackson 2 years ago. He is to be sentenced on April 27. Police sources confided that at least one cop was nearly charged with abduction when he reportedly turned off the known route while taking home a female. The matter was quickly resolved and no official charges were made. On Thursday, Senior Superintendent Christopher Phillips, the commander of St. Catherine South, said cops have noticed a freestyling by criminals who lurk around looking for opportunities. He could not speak on the findings of the study, but said that of the 33 people reported missing this year, only 4 are still to be found. Last year, we saw where some youngsters were being lured by predators through the use of social media platforms. Parents must monitor those gadgets and know with whom their children are building friendships, the senior cop advised. Senior Superintendent Howard Chambers explained that many cases of abduction are linked to instances of rape in the St. Catherine North jurisdiction. Some reports turned out to be fake, he said. Some of the times, after investigations, we find out that some are false. They were staged by the persons themselves, he said, adding that true cases usually involve taxi operators turning off with unsuspecting women or children. Many of them are not hostages for any long time, and sometimes it is the victims themselves that turn up. So a taximan will be taking home a woman, and he drives past her stop and tries to rape her. In that case, that taximan will be charged with abduction and rape, he said. As it is, we just have to keep advising citizens to ensure that family members are advised as to where they are going. Use technology by giving somebody their GPS location so they can know if they have changed route or location, he said. That will give the police some sense of direction in the event of tracking and the provision of quick response. We also encourage females to travel in groups, said Chambers. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.